Well, looks like we have another great SPAC opportunity. Hey everybody, thanks for joining me. We got another SPAC today. We're having great luck with SPACs so far. We're going to go into the portfolio. As of right now, the positions that we just got in on, some of these positions here are down a little bit, 1%, 1% there. But other than that, we're very, very green. And some sold positions, we are very, very green on those as well, over 50% on some of those guys. But for the most part, our SPAC portfolio, I still own half of GNOG and PSAC. But one thing I always preach, just never be afraid to take profits, okay? Take some profits. That's what I did with GNOG, and it ended up paying off. Now that it's at $18 when I sold it at $27.10. Just never be afraid to take a little bit of profits off the table. You don't need to take everything off. But this is a cool company. This one is CFII, another SPAC here. So this is going to be added to the portfolio here because I think this is going to be a buy for me. All this portfolio is just to track my performance, show that we're doing pretty well in the SPAC market so far. So congratulations to everyone holding some of these guys. You know, we're up 10%, 8%, 60+%. But CFII, this is one that's close to NAV. As you guys know, I love near NAV ones because there's really limited downside. It's currently sitting at 11.31. So the downside is very, very limited. Lows we can go. Obviously, just the $10 mark is where we could go. That's how these SPACs all work. So the downside is very negligible compared to other stocks in the market. Very different than penny stocks. This is what I like to do when I want to be aggressive, yet very, very safe. But before we talk about that, if you guys want to get the free stocks, they're down below. Robinhood, Webull, and $30 free on M1 Finance. I got like $100 sitting there for you guys. All you got to do is just go through them, set up your accounts, and if you like the brokerage, then keep it. If not, just take your money out, get out of there. But that's a good way to support the channel if you do appreciate what I'm doing here. But this company is View, okay? So they do smart glass. Now that might sound boring, but I'm gonna let the CEO describe it for you guys. I love to find these CEO interviews, and that's one here. This is from the CEO. He's been running this company from 12 years, founded it. They have $1 billion up in R&D. Has to be one of the coolest products out there on the market right now. Definitely the most undervalued SPAC at the moment.
Over the last 12 years, my amazing colleagues and I have been building View with two main objectives: solving climate change and improving human health, two of the biggest challenges and opportunities of our times. I am very excited to present to you the View story. The smart window controls heat and glare, eliminates blinds and shades, and provides view and natural light all the time. Because we have a highly connected system, we're able to bring a whole host of smart building applications. For example, this video you're watching is coming to you through the View Smart Display, which is a high-definition display installed right into the window. Also on this platform, we have a sensor array that has a number of environmental sensors, and these can be used in order to control the environment precisely for the health and wellness of the people. These new applications transform buildings into living spaces that help us engage, interact, and communicate with each other. The buildings will be transformed into high-speed 5G cell towers with complete wireless coverage. Now that the blinds are lifted, these humanized spaces will keep us entertained while keeping us connected to natural light and views of the outdoors. What we make is really cool, but how we make it is equally amazing. Let me take you behind the scenes and give you a glimpse into our manufacturing facility. Our customers just simply love the product, and once they experience it, they cannot imagine living without it.
With View as a partner, Civica Cherry Creek has achieved the highest weighted average rental rates of any office building in the city of Denver. Once you have View glass, you will never go back to a traditional office building.
We'll never build another building without this glass.
So there are a lot of things to digest there, but segments of the business basically sit. It's all just in the glass, but the smart glass has the capability of having 5G connectivity, basically a big cell tower, smart protection of the eyeballs, sun glare, no need for blinds. So this is great for airports. It's already in many airports, Dallas, Fort Worth, if you've ever been there. That airport has this glass anti-glare. You're able to look out of it. Does not hurt your eyes. They've done a lot of science to back this up. The other segment, as we heard at the end of that, air conditioning, heat, what this is going to do is save energy and in turn save the environment. That's why they say that they can save the environment with this. With this, they have 1,050 patents right now. So over the past 8 years, it looks like we went from 75 patents to 1,050 patents over their patented glass. Now, they've been making improvements ever since. Glare control. They have the technology boards. You can watch videos on it. Very good for educational purposes. And then, of course, energy reduction. This is what's going to get these investors whenever they're building massive towers or airports for that matter, this is what's going to get them over the edge. They're going to see the cost of it. They're going to be like, okay, that's more expensive than a normal glass. Why should I pick you? And right here is the reason: 20% HVAC and lighting energy savings, peak energy reduction of 10%. The human health, they did some research here. This is from Cornell University and some other ones as well. 51% reduced eye strain, 63% fewer headaches, 77% less likely to report depression. Now, I don't know how they measured that, but we'll just rock with it. 37 minutes more sleep, and so on and so forth. Productivity. We're seeing what this glass can really do for these people, and it eliminates the need to have blinds. It eliminates peak hour energy and also improves human health. What more could we ask for a company? That's why I'm pretty bullish on the company itself. But as for the numbers, this is where everything gets very, very beautiful. So from a developer standpoint, these eliminate the need for blinds, so that is going to reduce money by a lot. Also HVAC downsizing. So they've been able to look at their projects and notice that the rent is able to be increased whenever they have these windows installed inside of this. So they do all their calculations here, and a value creation just by putting in these windows is $30 million for a cost of $3 million. More specifically, $5.2 million if we were to talk about just the glass itself. So while the glass is more money initially, it actually ends up paying for itself very, very fast. So a big important thing that I see with this is we're talking big investors, big contractors. So we could look at how they are rated against the architects, GCs, the installers, of course, and we get to see that they're very, very high rated. So easy install, better for the environment, better for your eyes. So smart glass is really, people are calling it the next thing with commercial real estate, and they currently have $560 million on backlog, and that's big because this company is valued at $1.6 billion. So they have $560 million of signed letter of intents to use View windows inside of their buildings. So they're already proven. There's a number one in their segment. Now they're very, very small if we look at actually the entire market as a whole. I don't know where that is, but they are less than 1%. Okay, total addressable market. So they are way less than 1%, and they estimate to stay way less than 1%. It's still very, very nice to their entire margin. I'm not going to go over every single slide. Some of these are not very useful, but the TAM less than 1%. In 2025, they estimate 1.8 billion in sales. Now, the lovely thing about this, as economies of scales always works, the margin is going to exponentially become very, very positive. Right now, they're spending a lot on R&D, G&A, so they're not making money, obviously, as it should be expected. But as economies of scale works up, as their new warehouse, their 1.3 million square foot warehouse, by the way, gets running fully, they estimate a total gross margin of 59%, and more importantly, a 40% EBITDA margin by 2023. So 2023, 2024, 2025, we're going to start seeing very good profitability out of this one, hopefully. And in short term, I think we see a very big, nice spike up just because the SPAC market is so hot right now, especially into tech companies. And while this is a window, it's very much so a tech company. They are calling themselves the smart glass kings, okay? Now their 5-year CAGR is, I believe, 100 and something, what is it, 130%? You can kind of see that. So this is estimated off of their current revenue and of course the revenue that they already have on backlog. So these are actual numbers that I think are very, very obtainable, not just fluff numbers to throw into the investor presentation. I'm usually able to tell like what's fluff and what's not. The EV companies that are coming out of nowhere and saying they're going to sell $10 billion of cars in the next 5 years, those ones are the fluff ones, okay? Ones like this where they just have very nice, strong growth, 100% gainers with actual backlogged orders. I believe these a lot more true than the other ones. So 2023 is when we could see actual EBITDA earnings, and that will sit in at 64 million estimated. But as we get through, we could look at this right here. We got to look at EBITDA margins as we go through the years. As the market shifts to the smart glass, they're going to keep their market share. It's going to be above 50% always. That's definitely what they're expecting with these revenue growth numbers. But by 2025, they estimate 735 EBITDA earnings. Now, if that were the case, if they had that by 2025, 735 million, take that at a 20 PE ratio, you're looking at around like $15 billion valuation. Very, very strong considering we are sitting at a pro forma right now, enterprise value 1.6 billion. So this is one that I'm going to be purchasing a little bit of and keeping on my watch list, making sure that they meet their earnings, because if they don't meet their earnings, this thing's going to tumble. And I, of course, want to show you some of the buildings. They have this at the bottom of their investor presentation. But first, this is something that's very important to me. They have been working on the smart window for 12 years and have $1 billion in R&D already. This is why they don't make profits, obviously. $1 billion in R&D in 12 years and over 1,000 patents to date. huge addressable market, huge industry that's growing, huge market share of the industry that's growing, and great margins. Well, let's go down here and just see some of their customer examples, okay? So this was the airport I was talking about, DFW Airport, Dallas Fort Worth. They say what every single one does or whatever, or what's reported by the companies, but they're all different. We can't go over every single one, but the main ones are, first, faster lease up. That's very important. Second, passenger experience or patient experience or tenant experience in general has improved drastically. Now, I don't know about these number 100% increase in concession sales. I don't know what that correlates to. Second layer, another airport here, $900K in CapEx savings, saved money on day one, saves energy, reduces the carbon footprint, and helps the LEED rating. So companies and businesses and buildings, they all are set to the same energy stand. And as we move forward in the energy standpoint of reducing our carbon footprint, this is a company that could benefit greatly whenever these companies need to push things in other different ways. This is something they could do. Add these windows into their buildings. A lot seem to have done this. These are all retrofit fits. So these aren't new builds or anything. These are just putting in new glass. So this is a Biden play indirectly here as energy standards kind of go up in this. This one is like one of those ways that you could play the energy thing without directly playing like solar panels or renewable energy or anything like this. This is just simply better made glass that is going to keep heat in, AC in, reduce the energy costs of the building in general, which one saves them money, two reduces their carbon footprint. It's a win-win there. Also employee health, tenant health, no glare, maximum views, no shades, none of that. But that is the investor presentation. Very likable, very likable CEO as well. Their whole investor presentation here, a lot of smart people here to say the least. Also a very good board. But the CEO is a guy that I've watched a bunch of interviews of. I would highly recommend going on Views YouTube if you are more interested and want to do further due diligence, because this is not me just telling you to buy it. This is just due diligence done by myself. Me telling you that I'm definitely interested in this one. It's going to be on my watch board, and I'm going to be watching it very closely. Once the ticker changes over, though, it'll be VIEW View, I believe. So that's what it's going to be switching to after the merger is complete with CFII, the merger group. Okay, definitely a play for the future, but if you are into that, I would definitely look into this one. I'm going to see you guys in the next one, though. This is another SPAC play, though, so if you enjoyed this one, please let me know. Please leave a comment down below if you are into this one or any other SPACs you have on your watch list. We want to use this comment section as basically like a community forum. I try to delete all the bot comments as they come. I know a lot of stock channels, their whole comment section is just filled with Bitcoin spams or anything like that, but I try to delete those as fast as possible if I do see them, and I try to keep it on topic. So talk SPACs down there, talk anything, talk pennies, whatever you want to do. But I'm gonna see you in the next one. Remember to use those referral links down below if you would like to help out the channel also and get some free money. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day. Bye-bye.